It's 931fm.com. Thank you so much for hanging out with the Snacks on the Snack Show. And I've done many interviews, but I'm so excited to do this interview because we're finally touching the community with an awesome group called Pathfinder. Sitting with Richard. How you doing, man?
How you doing, man?
Everything good?
Everything's really
We finally got a chance to do this.
Yes,
Look
a
at that
couple of months in the making, man. I can't believe it took this long, but we figured out how we're going to make this work. So I'm excited to be here and just kind of talk about the organization, what we're trying to do, and what we're trying to bring not only to Bakersfield, but Kern County in itself. Just to give you a little brief history on Pathfinder, we've been in existence for about 6 years. We've been basically working out of LA and New York City. I'm from Brooklyn, so I started in my hometown.
Yeah, we don't get an accent at all, do we?
No. You know, just started in my hometown, really wanted to help kids and give back because I was a student athlete. And when I grew up, a lot of the locals helped us out in ways that, you know, giving us sneakers and bags and providing tournaments to keep us out of trouble. So we started off doing stuff in New York at a gym called the Stydome. It's in Brooklyn. We loved it. They donated it to us every year. And we were raising at first for the Bedford Academy in New York, school there, basically about $25,000 to $50,000 a year based on trips they need to take, school supplies, and we also built them a computer lab. So we were proud of our work there, and about a year ago my wife was like, why are we doing stuff in New York? We'll do nothing where we live now. So, you know, here I am, Bakersfield, we're trying to make it happen here, and I want to partner up with 93.1, you know, basically to make sure that we get the message out, but I also want to make sure that other radio stations and that I'm trying to deal with, we get involved with as well. So, you know, we're very, very fortunate. We do a lot of stuff around student athletes. We do a lot of things around just charitable work for homeless. We do a lot of educating on credit scores, financial stability, just understanding what it is about domestic violence that triggers people in the community, and especially in our youth. They don't really understand that domestic violence is really a big thing of lack of understanding in their communities of what they see. So we want to bring that awareness out to them as well. So we're really trying to help out here and trying to put my money to good use with some things here.
Now, is there a camp or anything like that, all that can take a part in?
What we do in New York is we do basketball clinics and basketball tournaments, and as part of that, before the tournament starts, we ask for report cards and we do the training then. So we have like 15-minute sessions of about 5 or 6 things, and we have speakers who come in and actually talk to the kids. We've had Stephen A. Smith, we've had Dickie Simpkins, brought some other players out. We have community leaders. So definitely from that standpoint, we really, you know, are happy about it. But most important, we had 2 schools that were really supporting us in that nature, from the Bedford Academy and Coach Rob Phelps. So he really did a good job of helping me stabilize, you know, the nonprofit. So that's kind of where it's at. So I want to bring that here. So we're starting this, and you know, I'm hoping we can get 2019 cracking with it.
Yeah, so talk about the benefit of Pathfinder program.
You know, I think what it does is it educates our youth on understanding that there's more to life than one way to do something. I think student athletes, I picked them in particular, not really the stars of the team. So let me make this clear. I'm looking for the kid who has the highest grade point average, who plays a sport, because I think that's more critical to where we're going into our future. Kids who have to understand that, you know, life is about multiple dimensions of what they do.
Right.
I'm not anti the kid who gets the A's, and I'm not anti the guy who's a star on the team.
Yeah.
But those, you know, are usually one-dimensional in what they're trying to accomplish. You know, the kid who has an A average, sitting on the end of the bench in any sport, he still participates in the practices, goes to the games, travels with the team.
Absolutely.
It still has to go out there and put up the GPA to go with it.
Absolutely.
So, you know, my focus is really on that type of particular students. And, you know, what's coming up with you in particular, and why I picked you, is that you kind of understand that you come from that background. So you and I had a bond with that. So I really appreciate you, you know, kind of wanting to get involved and really make this happen.
Yeah, I think it's dope, simply because growing up as a student athlete, I played, of course, high school basketball. I played 2 years of collegiate basketball, but nobody ever talked about financial, how to save, how to invest, and I'm asking those questions now, man. What can I invest in? How can I save money? So I think it's incredible that Pathfinder is reaching out to the youth at an early stage of life.
And that's part of one of our goals. You know, my wife and I took on this endeavor, and my kids get involved as well. But you know, from my standpoint, I looked at it like I was very fortunate to have a grandfather who kind of took all my money and just kind of said, no, you're not going to do anything with it. And then I had an uncle who just always was stressing to me about investing in things while I was young when I didn't need the money. So I was very lucky and fortunate to really go out and understand that. But I also felt like I didn't see enough people giving back financial education to these kids. We have programs for a lot of things: homeless, you know, sheltered, and domestic violence, abuse. And then you see these AAU kids who are being used to go out and do these sporting events. But who's really sitting down and teaching them about real life experience? What they're being told is they're the greatest, everybody's going to make it. And when they don't make it, it's kind of like the train leaves the station, the kid's just sitting there with his bag trying to figure out, what am I going to do next? You know, you play basketball, I play basketball. I can't tell you how many of my colleagues, you know, unnamed, who make millions of dollars who are calling me for loans in the summer. Because they're broke, because they spent all their money up. You know, and I'll just give a quick example of, you know, this situation is, you know, a kid who thinks I ask him in every session, do you think $10 million a year is a lot of money?
No.
Every kid says yes. Every kid, oh yeah, I can do so much with that.
Not at all.
And then when I start breaking down the IRS, the business managers, the agents, the houses, taking care of your people, they figure out how much money they don't have, and by the second contract these guys have, they're already borrowing from their business managers who are charging them 25%, and now you're in debt to him more than you are to yourself. So, you know, I'm really trying to educate them on that. And another topic that I'm really trying to get into is really about when you are young and you have money, not just on the athletic side, just being young overall, what are you investing your money into? You know, people don't get the insurance. You know, I'm not saying everybody has to put a 401k, but at least have a savings that's pushed up to get somewhere to invest in something. Especially investing into themselves. I think a lot of people invest in these other things, and they forget they have to invest into themselves to invest in things that make sense. So being an entrepreneur is good, but understanding how to be an entrepreneur, a whole different story. It's a very, very different story. So I'm trying to educate them a little bit on that as well, you know, since I have several ventures myself.
Snack sitting down talking to Richard from Pathfinder, an incredible organization that does a lot for the community and a lot for students. And we're going to be teaming up. Hits 931, the Snack Show will be teaming up. You'll be seeing us a lot in the community. Now, with that being said, what is it that we need from the community when we start touching the city this year? And
donation and time.
Okay.
You know, one thing about Pathfinder that I'll have to openly admit is we do not accept any donations over $5,000. We want $5,000 or less. And the reason we do that is we want it to be about the kids, not the organizations. And we're not here for the money. We need the representation. But to keep these programs going, we need to raise money. You know, so whatever people can give. And I think one of the things that we're going to try to do in light of another company have some ownership in 7% is if we could just get $7 from 7,000 people over the next 5 months, man, I'd be a happy camper. just getting people involved with it. And 95% of the money goes right back to the kids. But you know, we also have, you know, operational costs, you know, paying for the stuff that we're dealing with, trying to make sure we get uniforms, sneakers, bags, trying to go recruit sponsors to come and help us with stuff. That stuff costs money, so we do use the money for that as well. But you know, full disclosure, just trying to raise money for Pathfinder this year in Bakersfield to make it about the community so we can build up to some bigger things. In Brooklyn, we got enough donations where we started to get about $500,000 in at one point, and we were able to give a lot more. That's how we got the computer labs for the schools. That's how we did the college tour trips for the kids. So we were able to do a lot of those things because people were giving up their money. Every event we had in New York sold out. So that was really cool.
Like I told you before, man, I'm so excited to team up with you because I've been in radio 12 years now and have this platform to reach out, but never, you know, can get people on the same, we talk about all the time, getting people on the same page, trying to understand your not necessarily your dream, but your vision to help others out. And I've always been down to help others out wherever I could. So I'm so excited to team up with Pathfinder. You'll be hearing about this more and more. Again, we're not asking you, or we're not taking from you. Exactly. We're asking you to help give back coming up in this 2019 year. So, man, if there's anything else I missed from talking to you.
No, you know, we also have my company, 7%er, that we have our clothing line. It's attached to Pathfinder, and what 7%er really does is we sell t-shirts and hats to raise money as well. So, you know, we're gonna be pushing out a new line probably about February. We donated a lot of the gear out during the winter times. We're thinking about a new athletic line that we wanna do. We're thinking about new hats and t-shirts that we wanna do. So we sell that gear to really raise money, and we're probably by the end of this semester, I'm gonna be talking to a couple of schools about this, is fundraising with kids in schools. And I think that's important to touch on, and that's a 7%er Pathfinder thing. And what we'll be doing with that is selling gear and having the kids sell the gear, but the school will get a part of the money that the kids sell, and the kid will get money. So they can learn how to be entrepreneurs and kind of earn for themselves.
Yeah.
So there's a program we did in the Bedford Academy that we're really, really proud of, and that really worked for them, and that's how they raise money. And we put up all the money. So the school will sell the item for whatever price we set, and then a portion will go back to the school, and a portion will go back to the kids that's there, and then somebody comes back to us to keep replenishing the supply for the school.
Right.
So that's the only thing else that I really look forward to. But I'm actually looking forward to doing something with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in February, you know, we've been talking about doing a homeless drive, and I've been lucky enough to do something in Skid Row just about December 15th this year. But I want to bring that same program to February, you know, to Bakersfield, you know, to understand in February for Bakersfield, because, you know, I heard you talking about it passionately, and my wife and I want to get involved with that. So that's a big thing I'm excited about as well, you know. Student Athlete of the Month, get your grades up. There's going to be $500 that we give out every month to the best student athlete. Yeah. We're going to give out some 7 gears to them as well, and some few lucky ones to get a pair of sneakers or something else. And I'm going to have a mystery prize every month for the student athletes too. So parents, you know, if you want to know more about our organization, go to www.ifoundmypath.com. They could even go to @7%er, which is our attachment sister company. And they can also hashtag #IFoundMyPath. So those are the ways they can get in touch with us. The radio station will have some cards from me, so if they want to get in touch with you, Snacks, please let them know your information.
He said cards, not cards. Cards. With the D, not what
I'm not giving out cards.
With the D. Everything you can find, all the details here on hits931fm.com. Thank you as well, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
We'll be seeing a lot of you, and we'll be doing a lot of great work in the community this 2019. Mwah. We'll talk to you soon. Oh, why are we doing this, man? It's a no-brainer. Giving back to the community. I've been wanting to do this every year. I've been in radio. I've been in radio for 12 years, and the fact that we can finally team up with someone to help give back to those in need, and just not in need, but those students that probably don't have an understanding what real life is, and kind of make it fun for them. It's easy for me to put my name on the paper. I actually heard through a friend, so they kind of connected us together, and we sat down and talked, and we realized that our visions and our dreams were pretty much on the same basis, so it was a no-brainer once again just to get together and make these things happen. A major passion of always giving back, man. A couple years ago I did a thing called Snacks Give Back with another station I work for, but so the fact that I can put it all full circle now, I am so excited, and to see it finally come to pass, man, it puts a major smile on my face on the inside and on the outside.
What do I think about this project? I love it. I think it's awesome. Anything that can help the kids out here in the community in Bakersfield, I'm all for it. I fell in love with it as soon as I heard about it. You know, Richard approached me, it just randomly. I think he was just looking to see how he can help the community, and I think a friend of mine just gave me his number, and I called him. We sat down, chopped it up, and I was like, oh, I love it. So just something random. Yes, it always has been. Being a kid from the hood and knowing how hard it is to want to leave the hood and just not have that help, especially financial help. There's so many kids out there that don't know how to write a check. They don't know what a savings account is. They don't know what a checking account is. And so I think that it's awesome to educate the kids